When it comes to MMOs, players defeat enemies to strengthen their avatars and cooperate with guild members to aim for completion. However, on an uninhabited island without a single person, they were thoroughly enjoying a solo streaming slow life, a new full-dive MMORPG, Iris Revolution Online, commonly known as IRO, allowed players to play the RPG while streaming their screens to the entire world. There were basically 3 initial starting points. Most players started at one of these, but the system welcomed the player to Iris Revolution Online as the game began loading. The starting points were Wolst Kingdom, Grania Empire, and Marsis Republic. He felt a rush of excitement, his eyes sparkling with joy. An uninhabited island start. What a great success. The player, Sho, who had won the limited open lottery for IRO, spent hours searching the map to find a place to enjoy a slow life. After checking several locations, he found each one too busy for his liking. Then he discovered a spot that caught his attention. After a strict selection process, he finally found new land without a single person, an ideal place to begin a free and elegant solo life. He was impressed that he had managed to find such a place. The system displayed a notification. Uninhabited island discovery, gained 10 SP, first landing. Gained 10 SP first. Islander, gained 10 SP. Referred to points needed to acquire skills and could also be used to increase stats, even on an uninhabited island. There was a possibility of encountering enemy monsters. He wondered if his current equipment was okay. Head armor, none. Arm armor, none. Body armor, beginner's leather armor. Main weapon, beginner's dagger. Foot armor, beginner's boots. Accessory, beginner's ring. He thought he would be hunted. If he encountered something he couldn't beat, he would have to run away for now. For the moment, he decided to acquire the short sword and disassembly skills, then gather materials for a hunt. Then his stomach grumbled. First, he needed to secure food. He obtained a papu fruit and acquired the throwing skill. It seemed he would be living like a farmer. Then he saw something, a rabbit. The bicobit, a low-level rabbit monster, could be used for meat. There, good boy. He had been practicing throwing a lot with the papu fruit earlier, but the rabbit kept dodging the dagger. Sho realized it was harder than he had thought and knew he needed to concentrate more. The rabbit died. Sho felt excited, thinking he had hit it, and his character level increased as well. The system displayed, "Your character level has increased, level 2. He had gained BP as well, so he decided to raise his stats. He wanted to increase them evenly and figured he didn't need luck. He wondered if it was cooked through. He had caught it but was unsure how to cook it. He made skewers using the woodworking skill to process a tree branch, costing 1 SP. He built a hearth using the masonry skill to stack stones, also costing 1 SP. Then he used elemental magic to cast an ignition spell to start a fire, which cost another 1 SP. This was truly survival. He thought the crucial part of the taste was missing. Seasoning, after all. Food should be manageable if he kept going like today. Now, he wondered where he should set up his base. It looked like he could build a log house using a combination of woodworking and carpentry, but he would need logs. To get logs, he needed logging and an axe. For now, he decided to gather driftwood and make a simple tent. Then a notification appeared. Mion has started viewing. Sho wondered if it had been set to stream. Mion greeted him, introducing herself as a first-time viewer. Sho realized he had been careless, not expecting anyone to come, and wondered if the stream settings were on by default. Mion asked if this was IRO, and Sho confirmed that it was. She remarked that the atmosphere somehow felt different. Sho explained that the place was quite far from other streams, and that he had been planning to end for the day. Mion acknowledged his effort and said she would come again. After Mion left, Sho sighed, noting that it was almost midnight and time to log out. He lingered on her words that she would come again. The next day, he planned to make a tent and then explore the island. Then he removed the VR headset from his face. Today's visitor count. 1 person, Mion.Sho's classmate Naoto Kashiwabara, nicknamed Nut, asked if Sho had just done his character creation yesterday. Sho replied that he had actually logged in. Nut commented on another one of his late nights and asked for his character's name. Sho first said Yuta, but when Nut asked who that was, Sho clarified that it was just a joke, and that his character's name was the same as always, Sho. Nut then asked which starting point he had chosen, and Sho began to explain. Nut exclaimed in disbelief, realizing that the world announcement about discovering an uninhabited island had been Sho. He expressed excitement and considered recreating his character and restarting as well. Sho thought to himself that it had indeed been announced. Then someone called Ise-kun, asking for a moment. Sho realized it was the class representative. The class rep asked if he wasn't on duty today, noting that he had been chatting and asked whether he had submitted the class report. Sho realized his mistake and apologized, saying he had probably left the report notebook on the teacher's desk. He then checked the desk. The class rep asked what was wrong. Sho explained that the report notebook was missing. The class rep suggested that maybe someone had already submitted it and asked about Izumo-san, who was on day duty with him. Then he thought about Izumo-san. He hadn't really talked to her much and decided he should apologize later. He went to Class 1B, where a girl was about to enter the room. He called out to Izumo-san, apologizing for earlier and thanking her, promising to handle the report for the second period, and reminded her that they would take turns. Izumo responded softly, agreeing while blushing, and then quickly ran off. The class rep asked where Izumo-san. Sho explained that when he said he would submit the next class report, she had gone somewhere. The class rep wondered if something had happened with Izumo-san. In her thoughts, it was just that she still hadn't adjusted to the class, so she was a bit worried. Sho suggested that the class rep try talking to her. The class rep admitted wanting to, but said they never seemed to get the chance. Whenever they tried, she disappeared. Sho commented that they would probably get to talk eventually. The class rep remarked that Sho was very optimistic. The next morning, Sho was inside the train, yawning and feeling sleepy. He realized he might have played IRO too much and decided to start going to bed earlier. Then he noticed a girl on the train and was shocked to see that it was Izumo-san. His attention quickly shifted as he saw an old man uncomfortably close to her, and he worried about what the man might be doing to a high school girl. Sho called out to Izumo-san and moved over to her, greeting her with a good morning. She responded with a morning greeting. They were standing just outside the train after exiting, and Sho asked if she was okay. Izumo-san replied no, and explained that the man had been sniffing her. Izumo-san, teary-eyed, thanked him. Sho reassured her that if anything ever looked dangerous, she could tell him, and he would help. She nodded in agreement. Nut asked Sho which club he had joined. Sho thought Nut's attitude was terrible. Nut accused him of being a traitor, saying he had trusted him, and claimed to have seen Sho flirting with Izumo-san on the way to school. Sho clarified that it wasn't what it looked like. Nut then asked if he was planning to join a romance club. But Sho explained that there was no such club, and that he was planning to join the computer club. The teacher greeted the class and began homeroom, announcing that club recruitment week was starting. Students were encouraged to visit the clubs they were interested in, with the deadline set for Friday after school. After the announcements, Sho asked Nut if he had decided on a club. Nut replied that he would join track and field and skip occasionally. After school, Sho headed to the computer club. He thought the club room was smaller than he had expected and wondered if there were PCs. He had hoped to play IRO if possible, but realized he might be dreaming too big. He decided to knock on the door first. The door opened, and a girl asked if he was perhaps a prospective member. Sho hesitated, but the girl quickly grabbed him and casually welcomed him into the computer club. Sho was shocked to see that Izumo-san was inside. The girl asked how he liked the mysterious world of computers. Izumo-san addressed him as Ise-kun. The girl noted that they were in the same class and introduced herself as Suzune Katori, a second-year student, and the club president. They shook hands and greeted each other. Sho mentioned that he might not be able to join. Suzune asked why, and Sho explained that the activity fees seemed quite high. Suzune reassured him that it wasn't a problem, as the fees were covered by school funding and money earned through club activities. Sho asked for clarification about the club activities. Suzune explained that, for example, she was active as a virtual idol named Belle. Sho was shocked. Belle, that one? Belle was a virtual idol who had rapidly gained fans over the past few years, mainly through game streaming. Suzune pointed out that Sho didn't need to worry about the costs. Sho couldn't believe that such a famous person was so close. Suzune asked him to keep it a secret, and Sho agreed. Now that he had decided to join, Suzune invited him to have a seat and brought him some tea. When she handed it over, Sho noticed it was an energy drink. Suzune told him not to sweat the small stuff, and asked if they both had their IDs. Izumo-san and Sho confirmed that they did. Sho thought to himself that Izumo-san had one too. Suzune said it was excellent, and that she would send him a friend request. The Real View allowed the wearer to visually project HMD operation screens into the real world. Sho thought it was amazing to have Belle as a friend. Suzune instructed him to send a friend request to Izumo-san as well. Sho agreed, but when Suzune asked why he hadn't sent it yet, he replied that it seemed fine and wondered what was wrong with the exchange. Sho was shocked, realizing that the name was familiar. Suzune asked if he was done, and Sho confirmed that everything was fine. She then explained that they would do self-introductions and use their display names during club activities. Sho began by introducing himself as Sho from Class 1B, mentioning his love for games and that he played IRO. Izumo introduced herself as Mio Izumo. Her display name is Mion, also from Class 1B, and said she liked watching IRO game streams, but wasn't very good at talking. Suzune noted that they were both interested in IRO and mentioned that she played it too, suggesting they focus on the game for a while. She asked Sho where he had started and what his build strategy was. Sho revealed that his starting point had been an uninhabited island. Suzune realized that the world announcement had been about Sho. A lady appeared, commenting that it was a really rare approach. Suzune, shocked, asked her not to startle them. The lady, Kumano-sensei, explained that she was just excited about the new club members. Sho asked if she was the club advisor, and Kumano-sensei confirmed that she was. With the teacher present, Suzune suggested proceeding with the explanation and proposed switching to virtual view while they were at it. She asked Sho to lock the club room door, then instructed everyone to close their eyes to avoid motion sickness as she switched the screen from real view to virtual view. Virtual view mode connected all 5 senses to the HMD, immersing the user's entire consciousness in the virtual world. Sho noticed that everyone had transformed into their avatars. The club president, Katori, appeared as the witch bell he knew, and Kumano-sensei, or rather Yata-sensei, had an incredibly realistic suit identical to real life. Suzune remarked that it looked like everyone had made it. Kumano-sensei admitted that he was still not used to. Witch Bell welcomed them to the computer club and offered to show what the club activities had been like up until now. In the video, Witch Bell announced that her IRO Live Star Team session was starting today, where they would be defeating orcs. She explained that this was her super popular live stream video. Sho thought it was amazing. Concurrent viewers had exceeded 10,000, and even when Chief Bell defeated mini-bosses, donations poured in. Mion observed the large number of fans and asked if their club activity was to help Chief Bell. Witch Bell replied that it was fine and she wouldn't force anyone, explaining that it had originally been a desperate measure to deal with their shabby equipment. Yata-sensei explained that the club had been on the verge of being shut down due to a lack of funds, but Bell-san had turned things around. By earning club funds as a virtual idol, they had ended up making more than enough. She was truly a legendary person. Witch Bell added that since they didn't really need any help, those not interested could try other virtual idol activities instead. Mion admitted that she wasn't good at games. Yata-sensei noted that she preferred just watching. Witch Bell acknowledged that they couldn't force her and suggested having Sho play instead. Sho hesitated, clarifying that he would just do regular streaming, not become an idol. Witch Bell asked if he was on the playing side and streaming, expressing interest in seeing his achievements. Sho explained that it was sort of the case. Mion smiled as Sho demonstrated, showing how it worked. Witch Bell remarked that just as Sho had said, he was doing everything alone on an uninhabited island. Yata-sensei was amazed, saying he didn't know Sho could play like this and asked if it was like a challenge-run playstyle. Sho said it wasn't quite. Suzune noticed the name and wondered about it. Mion explained that it was her. She had happened to find the stream and realized it was a classmate, calling it an incredible coincidence. Witchbell remarked that at this rate Sho couldn't play with them even if he wanted to. Yata-sensei noted that this was troublesome, as they had too many achievements from last year and wanted the two of them to do something substantial as well. Sho explained that, while his playstyle was unusual, with commentary on glass collecting and monster subjugation, the actual tasks were quite mundane. Yata-sensei suggested monster subjugation and having Mion-san provide commentary on Shokun's uninhabited island stream. Sho was surprised at Mion-san doing commentary. Witchbell said that sounded good and asked what they two thought. Sho said he was fine with it but noted that Izumo-san wasn't good at speaking. Mion admitted she was a bit nervous but said that if she could be of help she would do her best. Mion thought that she wanted to try her best together. Thus they began their two-person streaming activity. Inside the game IRO, Sho was inside the tent when Witchbell began messaging him repeatedly, calling out to get his attention. Sho responded, and Witchbell asked if he had managed to get into IRO. After confirming, she instructed Mion to start viewing so they could begin streaming practice. Sho asked if she and the others would be joining, but Witchbell explained that it was Mion's live stream practice, and they would be observing from the outside. She also reminded Sho that during the actual stream, comments would be directed to Mion, so he needed to be careful not to say anything that might attract hate. Sho told them to stop putting weird pressure on him, saying he was just a newbie. Yata-sensei then suggested posting an edited video, noting that the announcement about discovering an uninhabited island was still a mystery. Chief added that a video with explanatory captions about starting on an uninhabited island would surely be in demand. Sho admitted he didn't have any editing skills, but Mion called out to him and volunteered to handle the editing herself. When Sho asked if she was good at it, he decided to leave it to her. Chief asked what they should do today. Sho said he would gather materials for woodworking and head east along the coast. Chief mentioned woodworking and asked about the tent, wondering if there was a sleep log-out function, logging out while sleeping and recovering in the morning. Sho said there was, and that he was recovered when he logged in. Yata-sensei said, normal players pay money to stay at inns, and if you log out outside, you might get robbed. Sho said poor public safety. Yata-sensei said people from the Empire tend to become very rich easily, and it's one way to prevent inflation. Mion asked if Sho had any money. Sho said he was penniless. Chief was surprised and mentioned receiving 30,000 iris at the start. Sho realized that starting on an uninhabited island probably didn't grant any money, but he did receive a lot of SP and had allocated them to skills. Chief mentioned that Sho still had 31 SP left. Sho replied that he would be using them a lot from now on and honestly wasn't sure if it would be enough. Yata asked if there were any other skills he wanted, and Sho said maybe fishing. Sho saw a beautiful beach and was amazed by the sight. Mion commented that it was a beautiful view, and the others agreed, saying it truly was. They remarked that Sho had really discovered an amazing island, and asked if he had planned to start on an uninhabited island from the beginning. Sho said he thought it would be nice if he could, and before he knew it, he had spent 4 to 5 hours searching. Sho felt something unusual, and suddenly received a notification. Skill, presence detection acquired. He heard a sound and decided to chase after it for a bit. Soon after, another notification appeared. Skill, presence concealment acquired. Sho thought it might be around the area, so he peeked through the bushes and saw a goblin. Mion said it was starting to feel like an RPG. Sho agreed and decided to follow the trail. Hiding in the bushes, he observed the group carefully. 2, 4, 6, 8. There were about 20 of them. Mion asked if he was going to defeat them, but Sho replied that it seemed impossible to do solo, so he decided to head back, though he still wanted to defeat them eventually. Mion told him it was a wise decision, and Sho admitted he had been nervous. Then Mion asked why he wanted to play solo so badly. Sho said he just wanted to relax by himself, something like that. Somehow, when other people were around, he always ended up being considerate. Mion asked if her commentary was bothering him. Sho quickly denied it, flustered, saying that while he had intended to enjoy playing solo, talking with her was actually fun. Mion quietly replied that she was glad. Chief and Yata-sensei watching. From the outside, both remarked that they were guilty. Guilty indeed. Meanwhile, at the computer lab, the rehearsal had just ended. Sho let out a sigh of relief after removing the VR headset. Chief Bell greeted him, welcoming him back. Sho replied that he was back, noting that the computer club ended at 6, so it was about time to head home. Chief Bell suggested they tidy up quickly and all go home together. Sho agreed with a simple, "Gotcha." Sho asked Chief Bell how often she usually streamed. Chief Bell explained that before IRO launched, she streamed twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays for about an hour starting at 8 p.m. Sho wondered if things were different now. Chief Bell admitted that since IRO is hot, she wanted to stream all week. Yata-sensei stepped in, reminding her that she was only allowed to stream 3 times a week and not to set a bad example for the new students. He also warned Sho and Mion to be careful as well. Sho chuckled and said they should avoid angering the teacher. Chief Bell rushed out, saying she had to prepare for her stream and would head home first. Mion said good work for today, while Yata-sensei reminded them that those under 18 could only appear on live broadcasts until 10 p.m., and not to forget that rule before heading back to the staff room, telling them to be careful on their way home. Sho arrived home and called out that he was back. His sister greeted him excitedly, exclaiming that he had finally returned. Sho remarked that she was as lively as ever, and asked Mickey if she was done with his exam studies. Mickey proudly declared that she had completed them, and Sho asked what she wanted to eat that day. Mickey requested curry, mentioning that she had already bought the ingredients. Sho told her to clean the bath while he cooked. Sho heard something and reflected on his situation. He was currently living alone with his younger sister, Mickey. It wasn't due to any complicated family circumstances. Their mother had said she would be going with their father on a long business trip, and that's how it happened. Mickey took after their mother in appearance and possessed top-level intelligence on a national scale, but for some reason, she had developed a habit of speaking like a chunabu. Sho wondered if this was the price of a successful education. Mickey asked Sho if he had started playing IRO. Sho said that was quick. He had, but reminded her that she was a student preparing for exams. Mickey said she wished to play as well, and that she was selected for the limited open beta, asking how she could pass up such a fortunate opportunity. Sho said he supposed she would be fine even if she studied a bit less. Mickey said she intended to go to the same high school as her dear brother. Sho asked if Mickey could aim higher, and whether their father had approved. Mickey said she had persuaded him. Sho replied that it was fine and told her that if she found his character, he would play with her. That night, Mickey declared that she had his word now, while Sho told her to sit quietly. Game is loading. Sho thought that after watching Chief Bell's stream, he couldn't help but want to play, even though they had just finished their club activities. He decided to set the stream so that only Mion could view it. A notification appeared. Mion had started viewing. Sho thought it was fast. Mion greeted him with a good evening and he welcomed her. He then asked what her plans were for the day before, deciding that he would explore the western area. Mion told him to be careful and to have a good time. Sho chuckled to himself and set off on his exploration. Sho observed that the area seemed to have many cedar and pine trees. Mion noted that the types of trees differed depending on the location, and Sho agreed, thinking they would be useful for building a log cabin. He then activated presence detection. Mion asked if something was wrong, and Sho used presence concealment, sensing something nearby. He wondered what kind of presence it was, perhaps goblins from the settlement. Believing he might be able to handle a single goblin alone, he felt a bit nervous but decided to go for it. However, instead of a monster, he saw a cute puppy. Both Sho and Mion were surprised to see it. Sho slowly approached and said, "A puppy?" Sho wondered why a puppy was in a place like that. Mion asked if the little one was injured, and Sho realized she was right. He wondered if he could heal it with a skill. Mion asked if there was something like first aid, and Sho replied that there was. He decided to get medicine preparation and gathering as well, thinking that should do it. However, the system notified him that there were insufficient tools. Mion pointed out that they probably needed bandages or something similar. Sho admitted he didn't have any bandages and thought about what he could substitute instead. Then, noticing a plant nearby, he said that it would do. The system notified him that he had obtained Shota Ise. Sho gently approached the puppy and told it to stay still. The system said first aid was a great success. Sho said all right. The puppy barked happily. Sho remarked that it was feeling better and looked cute. Mion warned him to look behind. As Sho turned, he was shocked to see an armor bear, an omnivorous bear monster with extremely high strength, far beyond the capabilities of an average warrior. Sho was extremely shocked. Mion urged him to run away, and Sho didn't need to be told twice. He safely returned home. Mion asked if he was all right, and Sho admitted that he had thought he was going to die. Mion expressed relief that he had managed to escape. The puppy whimpered. Mion asked if he had brought the little one with him, and Sho said he couldn't just leave it there. He wondered if it was hungry and decided to give it something to eat. First, he offered water, and the puppy sniffed it before drinking. Mion noted that she was glad the puppy was drinking. Sho agreed, saying it was amazing and that it really felt like he was keeping a pet. He asked if the puppy wanted to eat some meat as well. Mion pointed out that they would need to cut it up first, and Sho realized it wouldn't do as is. He acquired the cooking skill and decided to cut the meat into small pieces. After preparing it, he offered it to the puppy, which began eating immediately. Mion remarked that it was so cute. Sho thought that little ones were especially cute. Mion asked if he liked puppies, and Sho admitted that he loved them but couldn't keep one in real life, though he had always wanted one. The puppy barked, and Sho noticed, asking if it had already finished eating. Mion pointed out that the little one had a mark above its head. Sho agreed and wondered what it meant. Mion suggested it might be a mark showing that they had become really close. Mion suggested getting the taming skill. Sho was surprised and asked how many SP it required. Mion said it seemed to need 9 SP. Sho thought that other skills only cost 1 SP, making it quite costly, but he decided he couldn't pass it up. He asked the puppy if it would be his partner. The puppy barked, and the system notified that taming was successful. The system then prompted him to decide on a name, and Sho hesitated, wondering if it was really the time it's so sudden. Mion had an idea. She suggested the name Rupi, and Sho thought it was nice and cute. A notification appeared. Achievement unlocked. Pioneer of Taming gaining 10 SP. Sho realized he was the first one to achieve it. Mion remarked that he was racking up achievements, and Sho noted that things were going smoothly, all thanks to Rupi. The puppy barked happily, and Sho thought it was so cute he could pet it forever. With his dose of healing completed, he decided it was time to do some work, and Mion asked what kind of work. Sho decided to make traps, thinking that even if he leveled up, it would be dangerous if he were surrounded. It was preparation to counter the goblins. Mion acknowledged this. Sho noticed that there were 3 trap skills. Mion remarked that taking all of them would consume quite a lot of SP. Sho noted that he had just gained 10 SP and decided to take all the skills, planning to check how they worked. Mion approved. In the uninhabited island's southeast dense forest area, the dog barked and bit a rabbit. Sho praised Rupi, saying it could hunt too and did a good job. The system notified that bicarbonate hide had been obtained. Mion suggested making leather straps with it, and Sho agreed, noting they could use it for traps as well. But for straps, they could also use something like this. Mion asked if it was vines, and Sho agreed, thinking a snare trap would be the easiest. The one that catches and lifts by the legs if they gathered sturdy vines and thick branches. The system notified that trap setting was available for a snare trap. Sho decided they could make the trap, and chose a tree to set it up on. Mion agreed. The puppy barked, and Sho warned it not to go near the tree. Rupi barked again, and Sho let out a sigh of relief and glad that the trap was set up nicely. Mion asked if the trap might catch a bicarbonate. Sho thought it probably would, but there might be other things too, and he planned to check when he logged in next time. Mion said she was looking forward to it. Sho then decided to make a flying disc for Rupi. The puppy jumped with excitement, and Mion remarked that he looked so happy. Sho wondered if Rupi really understood. Mion said she would love to keep watching but was going to log out for the day. Sho agreed, noting they should get some sleep. Mion added that she also had something else to do. They had done the streaming practice and she was thinking of making a prologue video with that footage. Sho thought it was an awesome idea and looked forward to it. Mion resolved to do her best. The video streaming, the miracle of IRO. The only player to set foot on an uncharted island. And Sho was surprised by the quality of the editing. The video delved into the reality of the solo player he had discovered and invited viewers to subscribe to the channel for more content. Sho realized that Mion had edited it to this level just last night and understood why she had seemed so confident. Mion asked for their opinion. Belle touched her shoulder and praised the video, saying it was amazing and would become popular, then asked Sho what he thought. Sho found it even better than he expected and interesting all the way through. Mion blushed at the praise. Belle then asked Yata-sensei for his opinion. Yata noted that the video might be a bit long for a first release, containing a lot of information that could make it difficult to find new content for future videos if maintained at the same pace. Sho agreed, thinking it would be better to reveal content bit by bit since new discoveries couldn't be guaranteed frequently. Yata-sensei said that if they kept the same pace as Sho's slow life, it would be easier for both the viewers and the creators. Mion acknowledged her advice. Sho thought that Mion was the type to accept harsh opinions without arguing, and expected her to object since she had put so much effort into the video. But she just looked a bit down. Yata-sensei said it was a special situation, so they needed to be careful about envy and jealousy, suggesting they include some tough scenes as well. Sho thought to himself that he wanted to go. Mion said that people who'd be jealous, well, she guessed there were some. Yata-sensei said that for now, they should edit the video to be a bit shorter so they could post it today, then asked Mion if she could watch it together with her. Mion replied nervously, saying yes, and the two of them watched the video together. Sho thought that somehow everyone around him was so talented. He planned to gradually increase his fans and start live streaming once he got used to it, or so he thought at one point. After the video was released, people began talking about it. One of them asked if the others had seen the video, while another confirmed it was the one about the uninhabited island. They soon realized that it was connected to the recent announcement everyone had been curious about. Others joined the conversation, surprised that he didn't know about it, saying the video was all over Seizuter. Another person commented that the girl doing the explanation was cute. Meanwhile, in the classroom, someone suddenly approached Sho and said good morning. It was Nut, who told him he watched the video. Sho said Nut was so energetic this early, and asked if he really watched the video. Nut said of course he did. It was all over social media. Nut then whispered that it seemed to be getting really popular. Sho checked and was surprised to see it was true. Nut whispered again, wondering if that commentator could be the one, and Sho told him to keep it a secret. Nut said that in exchange for keeping quiet, Sho should tell him some useful tips. Sho replied, wondering if he even had any since IRO was part of their club activities, but said he would ask around anyway. Nut agreed. Sho then noticed Mion and asked if something was wrong. Mion replied that the two of them seemed close. Sho answered that they were friends. Mion responded that she saw, then mentioned that the chief had said to come right after school. Sho asked if the chief was angry. At the computer lab, the chief exclaimed that the two had finally arrived and announced that something amazing was happening. Sho asked her not to surprise them like that and wondered if she had seen the video. The chief admitted she hadn't but confirmed that it was becoming quite popular. Sho immediately worried it might be a controversy, but the chief reassured them that it wasn't. They were genuinely gaining fans, and the video was even trending on Seizuter. Mion commented in disbelief, then asked Sho for his Seizuter account. Sho replied that he didn't use Seizuter. Both Mion and the chief reacted in surprise, finding it rare. Sho explained that he avoided it because he didn't want to run into spoilers. The chief wondered if managing an official account would be difficult. Sho suggested that Mion might be better suited for it, but Mion admitted she had only ever used a private account. The chief said that neither of them seemed fit for public relations. Just then, Yata-sensei arrived, and the chief called out that it was perfect timing. Yata-sensei asked what they were all chatting about at the entrance and suggested they sit down to talk. Yata-sensei asked what they were talking about. The chief explained that they had been discussing social media and mentioned that Yata-sensei must know about the views from yesterday. Yata-sensei confirmed, and the chief said that it might be the right time to create an official account since the video had gone viral. Yata-sensei said it would be fine not to use social media for now. The chief asked if that meant they shouldn't increase their visibility all at once, and Yata-sensei confirmed. Since the video's content was mostly slow-paced, Yata explained that Saizudar, with its rapid flow of updates, wasn't suitable for attracting fans. The chief understood, and Yata continued, saying that at their current rate they would soon be able to monetize. It was great news, but Yata reminded them that tax matters could get complicated. She added that the previous year, they had donated 5 million to the school, which allowed for upgraded equipment. Sho was shocked to hear the amount and thought that if they streamed every day, they could achieve something similar. Yata gently reminded everyone that a student's primary duty was still studying. The chief said she would rather stream than study. Yata-sensei looked at her and said, "Bell?" The chief quickly replied that it was nothing. Mion said she had a request for the chief. The chief replied that she could ask anything. Sho noticed that Mion looked relieved. Mion said she wanted the chief to check the next video. The chief, surprised and excited, asked it was already done and offered to watch it so that Sho and Mion could go play IRO. Sho asked if it was okay to share information about the skills he obtained on the uninhabited island with his friends. Yata-sensei told him to feel free to do as he liked. Sho wondered if that was really okay, and whether the closed beta testers might get angry. Yata-sensei explained that even if they did, they couldn't come to the uninhabited island anyway, so it was fine. She added that she also shared some of the information she gathered in her own videos. Sho realized that they could attract fans looking for walkthroughs, and Yata-sensei agreed, saying it was fine to talk to his friends as long as they understood that as well. The chief asked if there were any other questions. If not, she suggested they play IRO, reminding them that students had limited time. Sho agreed. Sho arrived in the game and sighed in relief before looking around for Mion. Soon after, she appeared. They greeted each other, and Mion brought up how Sho called Nut without honorifics, saying it was unfair and asking him to do the same for her. Sho appeared slightly flustered but agreed to Mion's request, deciding to start calling her by her name. Sho wondered why Mion suddenly made that request. He thought that calling a girl without honorifics was kind of embarrassing. Then he tripped and fell to the ground with a quiet ouch. Mion said if Sho was okay. Sho said he was fine and asked what that was. It was Rupi, Rupi barked. Sho said it looked like Rupi had been doing well and that he was a bit worried. Mion said he was worried. Sho said when he was logged out, he didn't know what was happening, and wondered if Rupi was being attacked by enemies. Mion said that maybe if they made Rupi stronger, Sho would feel more at ease. Sho said she was a genius and that it was time to train Rupi. Rupi bit a rabbit, and Sho told Rupi to do his best. After hunting monsters for about an hour, the system notified that the character's level had increased. Sho noticed the level up and Mion congratulated him. You mentioned that the progress might be a bit slow, as Chief Bell was already at level 7. Mion said that Chief Bell was too exceptional to compare himself to. Sho agreed and decided to put all the SP into stats again this time. Mion mentioned that Sho still had some SP left for skill acquisition. Sho replied that thanks to the achievements he had quite a bit to spare. Mion then asked if he was done for the day, but Sho said there was one more thing he needed to check on. Mion immediately understood what he was referring to. At the trap setting location, the system reported a Sauron lizard, a lizard monster nearly 1 meter long with paralyzing venom in its fangs. Sho became excited when it got caught, preparing to dissect it, but was shocked by its viciousness. He noticed Rupi growling fiercely and told it to go hunt somewhere else, assuring the puppy he would be fine. Sho then punched the lizard and was finally able to begin dissecting it. The system notified 3 times that Sho's character level had increased. Sho exclaimed in surprise at all the notifications arriving at once. Mion decided to check what she had obtained first, while Sho noted that the fangs were dangerous. They started with the meat, and the system reported that Sauron lizard meat was muscular and hard to eat, requiring tenderization with enzymes. Mion observed that cooking it seemed challenging. Sho examined the item and noted it. The system reported it as Sauron lizard venom, a gland filled with paralyzing venom, usable in medicine preparation as an ingredient for paralyzed potions. Sho realized the venom could be useful and decided to head back. He called for Rupi, who woofed and came to him. Mion commented that Rupi was strong and smart. Sho agreed, wondering thanks to the taming skill Rupi's understanding to what he say. Sho told Rupi that he could go hunting if he was hungry, but not to go too deep into the forest. Rupi barked in response. Sho decided it was about time to log out. As he stared at Rupi, the puppy whined softly. Sho asked what was wrong, realizing Rupi might be lonely. When Rupi whined again, Shokant helped and told him to come over, saying he wouldn't be lonely if they slept together. Rupi barked happily and Sho laughed, saying it tickled. Before logging out, Sho told him to be a good boy and wait for his return. Rupi barked once more in response. After returning home, Mickey greeted her dear brother and showed a video on her phone. Sho told Mickey to put her phone down during meals. Mickey refused, saying she wouldn't let go until he confessed. Sho admitted it was him. Mickey exclaimed she knew it and scolded him for starting at a point where he couldn't play with his cute sister, calling him a heartless fool. Sho asked if Mickey had watched the video. Mickey said it was trending, so she had. Sho asked what she thought. Mickey commented that tracking the goblins rather than defeating them was brilliant, and that she was curious about what would happen next. Sho said there was no way he could win 1 vs 20. If it was a settlement, there might be special goblins, which sounded like there could be extermination quests for those. He thought he had seen Chief Bell doing an extermination stream. Sho asked how he should defeat them. Mickey said she had an idea, and Sho asked if that was really so. Mickey asked Sho to lend her his ear. Sho said no one was listening, and thought that she was noisy and cheeky, yet pretty smart when it came down to it. Mickey asked if he was listening. Sho said he was and reminded her that her food was getting cold. Sho entered IRO. Mion greeted him good evening and noted that he seemed quite fired up. Sho responded with a good evening. Rupi woofed. Mion asked about the straps. Sho confirmed and explained that he had carefully selected some sturdy vines. Now that Mion was there, they were ready to exterminate some goblins. Rupi woofed again. Mion noted that they were 5 minutes from going live. Even though it was a sudden stream, over 3,000 people were already waiting. 1 minute remained until going live and the countdown began. 10, 9, and 8. 3, 2, and 1. The stream started, and Mion greeted everyone, introducing herself as the game mystery hunter and thanking viewers for joining. Sho thought that when Mion contacted Yata-sensei about going on a goblin extermination quest, the teacher had suggested streaming the entire process live. Mion seemed a bit nervous. So far, all the comments had been positive. Mion started picking out some interesting ones and saw a question asking how she had found the stream. It had truly been by chance when the game opened. She had been watching various live streams, but Shokun's screen had been locked differently from everyone else's, which had caught her attention, prompting her comment. Another comment asked if there were any other live streams to watch. Mion mentioned the Witch Bell's mansion and said she was a huge fan, noting that many viewers seemed to know about it too. She then revealed a special surprise for today. A special guest was joining the stream. The Bell's commentary stream was about to begin. Witch Bell congratulated Mion on her first stream and expressed excitement about working with her that day. She explained that she was there to support Mion, who was new to streaming, and noted that it already seemed quite lively. The main focus was the uninhabited island, so she switched the screen. Witch Bell greeted Sho and Rupi. Sho welcomed Mion and Bell, and Rupi woofed. Witch Bell asked what kind of gameplay was planned for the day. Sho explained that he planned to clear out a group of goblins deep in the eastern forest. Witch Bell asked if Sho was going by himself. Sho confirmed and mentioned that he had made various preparations. He called to Rupi, who responded with a cuff. Sho said they would get going right away. Witch Bell advised him not to push himself too hard, and Sho acknowledged, saying he would run if things became dangerous. In the goblin camp, Sho observed that there were 3 lookouts, one in the center, with the rest probably at the back of the cave. He activated presence concealment so they shouldn't hear any noise. First, he planned to take out one of them and throw a stone at it. Mion praised Sho's throwing, attributing the result to training with Rupi. Sho felt glad he had practiced throwing with Rupi. He deactivated presence concealment, and a goblin shouted as it gave chase. Sho deliberately let the others notice so he could counterattack with throwing when they came. Sho commanded Rupi to go. Sho stopped and told Rupi to slow down a bit, noting that they had lured out the ones from the cave, too. Witchbell observed that he was deliberately running at a pace the goblins could keep up with, wondering what he would do next. Mion noted that first they wanted to disperse their forces. Sho activated presence concealment and the skill took effect. Sho hid behind the rock, thinking the goblin or fools can't see him. The goblins stood confused, and the Sauron lizard stumbled over them. They had fallen for it completely. Witchbell noticed that Sho had set up a trapped Sauron lizard. Mion remarked that thanks to that, the goblins were all scattered, and asked Bel-san would do next if she were in Sho's situation. Bel decided to take out the ones heading back to the plaza in one go, as it would be troublesome if they returned to the cave. Sho agreed that Chief Bel was right. The goblins going back to the cave would be the biggest hassle. He had already set up his next move. When a goblin stepped on the trap, it triggered. Sho cut the vines. The bamboo shot up at the goblins and they screamed as they were launched. He had set up the trap by attaching flexed saga bamboo to trees. When the goblins stepped on it, cutting the connected vine launched them with the recoil. Mion said it was amazing, incredibly powerful. Chief Bel said it was an amazing strategy. If you can't win with brute force, win with traps. That's why Sho was so confident. Sho thought he put a lot of thought into it, but mostly it was Mickey. The system notified that the trap disarming skill had increased. Sho said, "Oh, nice." Well, things were going smoothly. He looked at Rupi and wondered what was wrong.